Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Lukas and today I'm gonna show you how to calibrate your stereo USB camera setup on a Raspberry Pi for your ROS system. So let's get started. So first, what are you gonna need? You need a stereo USB camera setup, a Raspberry Pi and ROS installed on your Raspberry Pi. So I already have ROS installed on my Raspberry Pi. I have a stereo USB camera setup. So my stereo USB camera setup looks like this. I have two USB cameras mounted side to side on a flat piece of wood. It doesn't matter on what you mount it, it just matters that it's flat and the cameras are mounted side by side. So now let's start to work on our Raspberry. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your USB cameras are plugged in and then check if your Raspberry recognizes your USB cameras. You check it by typing in ls USB and hitting enter. So you can see there are two USB cameras recognized by the Raspberry. By entering this command you will see what address your USB cameras have on your Raspberry. You need to know that to set up your nodes for your ROS system to recognize your USB cameras. Next thing you want to do is to install the ROS USBcam package from GitHub. How are you gonna do that? You go to the ROS USBcam website and copy the link of the GitHub source. Then you go to your Catkin work folder by typing cd Catkin workspace source. Then you type in git clone, then pasting in the link and hitting enter. So I have already done this, but you need to do that. After that you type in cd double point, and after that you run Catkin make, but don't forget to source your devil's setup bash. So now we have already and are good to go. The next thing we want to do is to set up our launch file where all our nodes for the ROS system are going to be launched. To do this you need to create a file. In my case I called it stereo USB camera launch in our Catkin workspace folder. So let's have a look on it. So on the top you will see all our arguments. Here you can see the address of my USB cameras, the resolution, the width and the height, the frame rate. So here it's important to say that Raspberry Pi has not a lot of power to compute the tasks for ROS system very fast. So you want to make sure that your frame rate is set to 1 picture per second. Maybe you get it done faster, but for me that was the absolute maximum where I can run my system on the Raspberry Pi. And after that there are the names for the topics it notes and for your calibration data. On the bottom below you can see where we launched the nodes. It's around here for the left camera and it's around here for the right camera. Let's just go on and start your ROS core and then start your ROS launch file by typing ROS launch stereo USB camera.launch. And after that you can see it doesn't find any calibration file either for the left or for the right camera. If any on here, then you need to check if you have installed the package USBcam from ROS, you have run your CMake properly of your Catkin workspace folder, and that you didn't forget to source your setup bash file. Now it's very important that you take a look on the Arvis. It's a program that comes with the full ROS installation and it's for analyzation purposes of your ROS system. So type ROS run Arvis and launch your Arvis. you can then add an image file and set the topic of the image to the left or to the right image, like down here. And then you have your right image here. And then you have to check if your left image is your left image and your right image is your right image for the Raspberry. You can check by holding your hand in front of one of the cameras. And here you can see this is my left camera and this is my right camera. So you can just disable the left camera and you only see the picture of the right camera. And here you see again the topic name, so you make sure this is the left camera. By blending this out, you see it was the left camera, so everything is set up properly. When anything goes wrong here, you can just type this command and try all the addresses of your video devices. So after everything runs well on your system, you can start calibrating your stereo USB cameras. So open a new terminal and type in this command: ROS run camera calibration camera calibrator.py. Here it's important to say that you have to check your chessboard which you use for your calibration. Mine is a 9x6 with squares sized 0.035. And then you have to check that you have your approximate settings by 0.1 so that ROS can synchronize the pictures of your stereo camera setup. So type enter, and then you see your camera setup with your left picture in the left and your right picture in the right. Then you can grab your chessboard and start collecting your calibration points. As soon as the program is ready and you collect enough data points, you can calibrate your cameras. So tip here, after the calibration is done, you click on the save button, then the data is saved in a zip file on your Raspberry. Click commit to end the program, but you are not finished yet. Sometimes you have an error here on the Raspberry, and now you can manually copy the calibration data into a file and create your calibration files manually. So you have to go to your home folder, go in the ROS folder, and here is where usually your calibration data is laid for the left camera and for the right camera. If it's just one or none, you have to create it on your own. It usually looks like this. And the copied data we have collected looks like this. So here you can see these values down here are exactly these values up here, and if there is none or others, you can manually swap them out to make sure your calibration data is set up properly. So that is how you can calibrate your stereo USB camera setup on your Raspberry Pi. If there are any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.